Good morning! Something is weighing heavy on me right now, and I must tell you this. So yes, I'm going to Walmart because I'm off today. Thank the Lord. We've actually got some time to reset and work on some things, and this is related to what I posted. But you need to hear this. And this is going to hit the right people today because the right people are going to see this. And if it hits you, let me just tell you, what I've learned over the past 5 years, at least, if not more than that, is if something triggers you and something hits you deep within your soul and you feel the need to either get mad or, you turn it off because you don't want to listen, you need to lean into that, because that is going to be something that is going to teach you probably a massive lesson for yourself right now. And what I'm going to talk about is probably going to trigger a lot of people, and that's okay because it needs to be said. And honestly, if it rivals you and it triggers you and triggers those belief systems that you've got so deep down that are actually connected to your existentialism, we can go there too, then lean into it. Lean into it with your heart and soul and find out what it's trying to tell you. But there are so many people, I've talked so many people off ledges this week related to pain, and I've seen so many things about because the spectrum disorders now are recategorized, right? And we're not going to get into all the specifics of that, but they have linked anybody that is autistic is also ADHD, right? If you know me, you know that I've struggled with anxiety, and I'm probably ADD, ADHD, whatever. I was never tested. And watch this video and you can probably see little bits of that. And who knows, maybe on the spectrum, I don't know, I have no idea. And honestly, I don't care to be tested, for any of that because I don't want the label. So, but your brain, your control center in your brain is constantly looking for reassurance. So when we're talking about pain diagnoses or we're talking about other diagnoses, and y'all, this is separate from people who really, truly have those disorders and, are very limited in their life and don't have control over some of the things, right? But I'm talking about the people who actually are able and willing to take control over these things. Okay. So, and I told you this is going to be a sensitive topic, and take it with what you will, because if you are somebody out there that is watching this that happens to find this video that does have a child or, somebody close to you or yourself that is severely limited, I want you to take this with power and fire in your soul. Okay. And please try not to get offended. But if you do, let's look at the triggers, right? But there are a lot of people out there, and your brain, like we said just a second ago, is constantly searching for labels, and it wants to have a reason for things. I run into this all the time with people who are in pain and people who want to find an answer. And I'll give you a great example. I have a really successful case right now of someone who was having multiple absent seizures lasting at least 8 to 30 minutes each time that they were having it, and having multiple episodes of spasms and things throughout the body. And yes, this person is getting, brain imaging to find out, just in case if, anything's going on, because we have to do our due diligence. Okay. But I will tell you that doing the simplest things, because I'm working for a high volume clinic and all I have right now at my disposal is a massage gun in my hands, and God's grace for, helping me help these people, right? Because I'm not the healer. God's working through me with these people. And I will tell you that by talking to this person about, and this has been over the course of the past couple of months, and hopefully write it up into a case study and present this one day because it's a phenomenal case. But they went from having those absent seizures all the time, and things that were debilitating headaches, and things that were stopping them from actually doing what they needed to do in their life. And over the course of simple adjusting, not a lot of soft tissue work, talking about actually recognizing the triggers and giving them control over the stress in their life, and recognizing that it's actually tied to a full body response that they're having because of these things. So when this person is in a high stress environment, that's when it tends to happen. They shut down when they're overstimulated, or when they, have too much stress and everything. Their body physically shuts down and goes into an absent seizure. Super interesting, right? That's your nervous system protecting you. That is your fight or flight or freeze response, and really in this case a freeze response that's happening. And over the course of time, they've allowed me to kind of dive into their trauma that they had in the past, because unfortunately this person was exposed to a ton of trauma and perfectionist tendencies and ideals from family, and bullying to the largest extent when they were younger. and all sorts of things that have created this freeze response in their body. And over time, the last update I had from them, and actually before a major stressful event last week, we had weeks where they had gone having no absent seizures on some occasions, and sometimes just one. Very short, very, like, I'm talking 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So you go from having massive, frequent episodes to now your body is releasing these things. And now, super interesting, they're having more tics and things in certain areas that are actually presenting as tight and restricted in the clinic. And like I said, we're going to have, some testing done and make sure that, and believe me, I'm doing my due diligence and only, working on areas that we know are safe, right? We have fully tested other than imaging. But why would it be getting better? Why would this person be able to go from, a potential neurologic diagnosis, and they may have something like that, to now being able to control these things and actually help themselves through simple things, like simple adjustments, like simple stress management tools, like leaning into the feeling? Because one big thing that we've talked about the past month that's made a massive difference in these episodes is we have said, okay, when the tics or spasms come on, when, you're feeling these things come on in your body, like the headaches, don't try to fight it. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to fight the diagnosis or the label that you have, okay? Giving somebody control over those things has changed this person's life. They're going to medical school. Now they can focus more clearly. They have taken and this person does probably have, is probably on spectrum. And probably does. I know he does, or they said they do have ADHD, right? But they're taking these things, and this person is brilliant, and has so many talents and does so much and is doing all of these things and being there for their friends, like, I have in the past and everything, and able to absolutely blossom because they're taking control instead of being a victim to what's been going on. They tell me all the time that they didn't believe in chiropractic and the power of what we do until they found me. And they said yesterday when I was talking to them during an appointment that they felt like after the last adjustment we made that they were actually able to have conscious recognition and awareness over their own nervous system, which has been something that this person has absolutely not had for probably years. And they were able to think clearly, and they were able to actually process and, sit with the things. And comments like that are why I do what I do. And comments like that are why I'm on this video right now, while I'm driving, right? Talking to you guys and coming to you with something like this, because yes, the labels are one thing. Like, I had a counselor that wanted to label me with anxiety, and I looked at her and I was like, what do you mean I have anxiety? That's not what this is. Of course it's what it was, right? But the thing about it is, no matter how bad your situation is, no matter what label you have, no matter if you have, I've worked with people that have 75% compression in their L5S1 that's actually sitting on nerve roots, get out of pain and reduce the symptoms. I've had spinal stenosis cases. Within a couple visits, the pain was actually reduced and almost gone, actually, but they wouldn't commit to themselves. They wouldn't do the work. They wouldn't put in the work and actually commit to a plan. And I end up closing my clinic, and they never got the chance. God gives you the chance. He opens the door for you to be able to make massive change in your life. And you know what happens if you sit on that and you don't take the opportunity? Like, I've got an opportunity right now to really do something. That door will close if you don't take it. And yes, I'm fired up today. I am fired up about this, and this is the energy that I bring to everything and to what I'm doing and creating, which I'm not going to tell you yet because it's super exciting and it's not done yet. So it's not ready to be revealed yet, right? But like I said, I know this is a sensitive topic for a lot of people, and I know you want to hide behind that label. I know you do. I know you want to be like, oh, I'm just different. This gives me an excuse to be that way and to sit in my victimhood and to, I have a dear person in my life that, to not clean my house and not be focused and not take care of the things that I need to do and not actually take the talents that I have and use them for something useful, because they want to sit on that diagnosis and sit on that victimhood. And I know this is a very triggering topic, and this is something that is running rampant nowadays. And I ran up against something this morning that has been a limitation for me personally in business and, mainly in chiropractic, and it's insurance limitations. Whether it's people making decisions based on needing something or based on what they think their insurance will pay. And it's kind of the same thing. You cannot let something as simple as an insurance company dictate the type of care that you get and the type of responsibility that you take in your life, because I will tell you one thing, your insurance company doesn't give a damn about you. They really don't. You know what they give a damn about? They give a damn about making money. Okay. And sorry, Mom, a little bit of language today. They care about making money, and they care about keeping you in the system that is going to keep you broken. Why would insurance companies be reducing the rates for chiropractors, every year for the past, 5-10 years? I could ask some of my mentors and actually go back a little bit further, probably more than that. Why would they keep us locked into Medicare regulations that were written into law that limit the ability for Medicare patients to get conservative care that they actually need and that can actually help them be well instead of being in the medical system? It's all up here, guys. It's all up here. And it all starts with you. Trent Shelton says that, and I'm going to say that too. It all starts here in your nervous system. So if you have been given a diagnosis, or you have been given a label, or you're out there searching and identifying with these labels, that's great. Now you have an answer to ease your mind, right? But the next step, and the most important step that I've taken and that I help people take, is to actually do something with it. To do something with it. Relate to people, create something, help yourself, take response. I'm getting so heated that I'm spitting right now. Help yourself and take responsibility and take the consistent action that it is going to take despite the resistance that you might feel. Because believe me, before I click record and turn this on, there is so much resistance and so much doubt and so much fear that comes up for me. There really is. And there has been for so long. I can't tell you the last time that not the one time, I've done this multiple times, but the last time I presented in front of an international group of people at a conference, I practiced 15 times the entire presentation all the way through for probably over an hour or almost 45 minutes. I don't know how long it took. I'd have to go back and calculate that, right? Because I was so nervous. And by the end of that one, we packed the room out and I had a standing ovation. I'm saying, you got to put in the work. So I was prepared, put in the work. You got to get on the stage, right? So I got up in front of the people, and you got to do the thing. You can't just sit there and wait for life to come to you and wait for, something magical to appear out of these labels. Because I will tell you, these people that do have these labels like autism and ADD and ADHD and, my neurodivergent crowd and everything, and my anxiety-ridden people are some of the most brilliant, smartest people that I've ever met in my life. But like me, I'll use myself as an example here. We get in our own way and we let that resistance that builds before we make a decision keep us locked into analysis paralysis. And if you stay locked in there, you are going to stay there forever. Trust me. I know. Trust me. I know. And yes, one of the reasons why I'm sitting at Walmart right now is because I've got to go get some eye drops because my allergies are running rampant right now. So, but anyways, I hope this helps somebody out there. I hope that you got something out of this. I'm going to post this on YouTube and post this on Facebook. And, we're just going to go with this because I've got so much information to share. And stay tuned because, y'all, what is going to come to you, the opportunity that is going to come to you for somebody to actually help you with things like this is coming. It is coming soon. And if you want to jump in before that and you want somebody like me to help you, then I urge you to send me a message now. Okay. Send me a message now because there is going to be an opportunity very soon to go ahead and jump into a group full of support, full of people just like you, beautiful people that are just trying to make a difference in their life and for other people. So I love you guys so much. So much. I'm looking forward to your feedback. I want to say, if you have anything negative to say, don't say it, but it's one of those, if you want to be negative and you want to fight me on this, that's fine. We can have a conversation, okay? just don't blast me with comments that are negative, okay? Because I'm probably not going to respond to them. So you got to pick and choose your battles, guys. You got to pick and choose your battles. So, but I love each and every one of you. And, I know that somebody out there needs to hear this message today. I know that they do, and they need to hear the testimony from, one of my current patients and the story, because I've got stories like that for days, guys. I've got stories like that for days, and people that are finally taking hold of the power that God gave to you and the ability to actually make your life what you wanted. So I love you wildly. I hope you have an amazing day. And if you need anything, you know where to find me.